Unajua mle Okay. I want to call the meeting to order. Luditis, can you open the word of prayer?
Let's begin and pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people. We beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this county. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county and country, and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen.
Okay, thank you. We are resuming our session from where we left. So the honorable members present, the Secretariat, Office of the Auditor General, and the County Assembly Service Board, and the Speaker. We shall resume our afternoon session by considering the report of the Auditor General of Busia County Assembly for the financial year 2024-2025. Lead auditor, as earlier directed and agreed, we have sampled questions that we are seeing are recurring in nature. So I want to request that you lead us in that direction.
Okay, thank you very much, Chair. It's agreed on the report of the Auditor General on County Assembly of Busia for the year ended 30 June 2025. We are going to handle 9 issues. One of the issues is unconfirmed property, plant, and equipment balance. The second issue is budgetary control and performance. The third issue is unresolved prior matters. The fourth issue is on delayed occupation of the Speaker's official residence. That's the fifth one. The sixth one is on lack of land ownership documents. The seventh one is failure to close dormant bank account. The eighth one is the long outstanding trade and other payables. And the ninth one is failure to adhere to cash to accrual accounting transition requirements. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. As said again, there may be queries that require inattention from the member, be free to ask. However, we can with that because of the interest of time again. Can we start with that first query on unconfirmed property, plant, and equipment balance? Lead auditor.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Before us is the report of the Auditor General on County Assembly of Busia for the year ended 30th June 2025. The issue, it had a political opinion. Under our report on the financial statements, we have 2 issues. I'll start with the second issue, unconfirmed property, plant, and equipment balance. The statement of financial proposition reflects a balance of either shares 57,525,000 equipment as disclosed in Note 12 to the financial statements. Included in Note 12 to the financial statement in respect of additions of property, plant and equipment during the year is an amount of Kenya shillings 8,390,000 relating to the acquisition of 35 iPads. Although the iPads have been recognized as additional assets during the year, the invoice and delivery note provided for audit were dated 19th September 2025, hence not meeting the criteria of recognition as assets as the possession and ownership had not been passed to the assembly as at 30th June 2025. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of property, plant and equipment balance of Kenya shillings 57,520,995 would not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Management response on this is management concurs with the auditor's observation. The invoice and delivery note initially submitted were wrong, but the management has since provided the correct invoice and delivery note bearing the appropriate date. See Appendix 2, invoice and delivery note. Thank you, Chair.
What happened that then to this way now? Yes, what happened? Okay, because this is the very initial accountable documents.
Thank you, Chair. What happened, sometimes we'll be seeking the advice of the auditors to sometimes allow us provide some cash to train our suppliers. Sometimes our suppliers just issue invoices without even knowing the implication. So when the supplier called the name is Rismark Investment had issued an invoice with the wrong dates. So our director of finance here had to train them and ensure that the correct invoice has been issued.
Are you trying to imply that you are incompetent procurement officers? Because that's a basic thing to examine when documents are being submitted. However, Office of the Auditor General, with the submission given to us in terms of that response, is it sufficient to address this issue?
Thank you, Chair. Regarding the issue of the date of the invoice, it is true we were provided with the wrong one. However, what was captured in the financial statement is 8,390,000 for 35 iPads. What was received in the delivery note was only 13 iPads. What the payment which was made on the 30th June of 3 checks of 2,709 million, totaling to 8.3. The payment was made on the 30th June. The iPads for the entire 35 iPads, however, what was received was only 13. So that was the.
When did you see the iPads?
The iPads are in the store.
You saw?
13 iPads, they were verified, they were in the store.
Okay. Honorable members. Yes, Honorable Beaches. Proceed. Still there?
Thank you, Chair. I'm Honorable Beatrice Akini. I only have one question. Where are the iPads, the 35? I don't have any other question. Because the auditor has seen the iPads, we have not seen the iPads.
I don't know who answers that. Elisa?
Yes, Chair, thank you. Just one make a clarification. As at the time of audit, we didn't have time to go and verify the money. So, but at the time of verification, we verified 13 items only. But what was paid for, as per the checks which were released on 30th June were for 35 items. But the delivery note only for 13, and during the verification, only 13 were in the store. Thank you.
Can we get that clarification that you paid for 35 iPads, delivered 13? It's a very clear statement. Proceed, now address you as the acting clerk. Oh.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry.
Yes, Honorable Beaches. We are not finished.
That's something. Chair, you know, we are here not to do witch hunt, but we are doing our oversight form. 13 iPads are not very heavy. Can we see the iPads? Where is that store?
Can you, this is a straightforward query. What is the position?
So, thank you, Chair. As the Honorable Papa has raised, I think we shall instruct our Director Finance to get in touch with the procurement officer, maybe to provide those 18 items for your.
Just proceed. Let's be precise.
It's okay.
What is the position?
What
13 and 35. What is the position?
The position is, and the truth of the matter is that we have only paid for 13 iPads, not 35 iPads, because we could not, the inspection committee advised us not to pay for what has not been received. So out of 35, 13 iPads were received and we paid 2.7. The balance is captured in our pending bills list. When they will be delivered, I think we shall have to do a supplementary and it shall be affected. So the truth of the matter is only 13 iPads were received in our assembly and 2.7 million.
Can we get, do you have supporting documentation for that? Delivery for 13, payment for 13?
Yes.
And again, Chair, I think the question you wanted to avoid us. If the officers have information, they have all the entry and exit meetings. So just clarifying this or providing information to the auditors. We will not take this be an audit query. Even if there's a money response, this will be answered. I think we will, because it's the issue of verification. Do you have, have you had the payment vouchers among other documentation in your response? Just like that, you have references in your pages so that you conclude.
What we have attached on that appendix 2 is the invoice. We have also attached the delivery note for the 13 iPads. We also have the minutes of the committee that inspected. Those 13 iPads confirm that they were in, as per the required standards. And if the auditor would have managed to look at them before he raised the query, I think this query would not be here. straightforward things, and they are in our store. With the authority, if requested, they can be brought for members to see. Thank you.
Maybe the final one. Why would the supplier provide an invoice for 35, yet he supplied 13? The invoice will not read 13 supplied. Then proceed to pay for that. Then the balance supposed to be put in your own records, indicate that maybe the budget was not sufficient, you're able to do that. But by dealing this invoice of 35, it's always bring this way. Because this guy is demanding for that money. Just give the position, then we move.
Thank you, Chair. As I've indicated, we received the invoice. Our suppliers, they also need some trainings, because when I talked to our director of finance here and the committee that inspected, they asked the supplier, why are you issuing to us the delivered note and an invoice for things which you have not supplied? So we wish to confirm that we only paid for what was supplied.
Okay, we don't want to blame the supplier. We have the officers who are doing due diligence. I think it's something you put right in your workplace because the procedure. I just want to direct your other members. You have something to contribute?
Yes.
To then sharing your direction.
Yeah, we are looking at public funds, and can Mr. Erambo take us through the documents, because he's telling us the appendices, and I'm only seeing one invoice of 8,390,000, and I've tried to peruse through all these other documents. I'm not seeing any. I'm seeing the delivery notes. So can you show us which appendix has the same documents of 2.1 million, the one they used to pay? And also, they say that the inspection team had meetings to decide on what to do. Which appendix is that? In reference to the meetings they held to make that decision. And Chair can also get the pending the budget extracts indicating the pending bill of the balance, the variance of 8 million, so that we can go hand. Chair, our committee only works with facts. We verify documents and we move on. We have no other business apart from that. So can we get those documents here? Then maybe on the issue of verifying on iPads, maybe we can undertake it as part of our field visit, Chair. I would have requested my colleague, Honorable King, to allow us include it in our schedule of field visit, so that we can verify. But otherwise, can Mr. Rambo take us through the documents that I have requested? Thank you.
Okay, I think, Honorable Convention.
Yeah, Chair, thank you. Mine is very quick. Chair, from the invoice is showing 35 iPads. Chair, in matters of value for money, we've been told they ordered as per the invoice, they were to deliver 35, only 13 were delivered. They are in store somewhere, lying idle, pending our verification, because we are not even sure. Chair, who are the intended beneficiaries of these iPads? Because from that figure of 35, Chair, it can give you an impression, but I just need a confirmation from the management who are the beneficiaries. who are the intended beneficiaries of those iPads, because were they for the staff or honorable members? If they are for honorable members, then that figure of 35 again raises other queries, because honorable members are not 35. Then two, looking at the date of the delivery, that is 30th June 2025, which is last year, almost 8 months down the line. What are these iPads doing in a store somewhere? Is there value for money? Thank you.
Then the last one. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. I'm still on the auditor. I want to ask him a question. Auditor, you saw the 13 iPads.
Maybe you can move your closer to the mic.
Okay. Auditor, the auditor saw the 13 iPads. Can you tell us the type of the iPads that you saw? Were they iPhone, Samsung, the specifications? So that we can be able to know the market price and also the procurement prices. Can you tell us the specifications of what you saw? Because auditors are always very keen with numbers and figures. Was it Samsung, Techno, or Raimo, whatever the iPads were? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. Just one minute. My colleague, Chair, this question is direct. What you just maybe you direct your time. Just need to have a payment voucher to see that clearly is 2.6 that was paid and not 8 million. Then for the specification, I think those things were advertised. Maybe we can get the copy for advertisement and specifications. Which kind of iPad is supposed to be delivered, so that when you're going for a site visit also to help us to know the kind and the specification of iPad that was supposed to be delivered. Okay, I think members, yes, proceed.
I'm looking at the invoice. It's dated 30th.
You cannot read the rest of your mic.
So, looking at the invoice, it's dated 30th June 2025, and the delivery note is also 30th June 2025. Practically, is it possible? We are talking about iPads, not vegetables here.
Maybe I can give the chair board to clarify, then I give a direction.
Thank you, Chair. I think we're also trying to address that to make sure that we confirm the iPads are here. I've instructed them to be brought here. It's just a box. Being brought here for verification. Two, when you look at those dates, you've done business with government, you know that this was the person who was on a hurry to deliver. And maybe he was hoping that by invoicing us 35 parts, we'll be able to pay him and he brings the other number of parts, which did not work. So I think officers must have paid what was delivered. What we only need to know is confirm whether actually that supplier was paid 2.7, which I think the accountants have already informed they paid 2.7, and whether the 8, is it the balance 6 point something, where it is.
Thank you, Chair Board. Probably I didn't direct that possibly we bring the iPads here for verification. Because I was going to give direction on this particular matter. I don't think it is necessary for us now for the interest of time. However, I want members we agree on to give the following directions. that the board furnishes the committee procurement documents for this particular expenditure, procurement documents. I think by these adverts, maybe for tender opening, then evaluation, award, then accompanying documents will have the specifications. So I think you can have that. That will be able to have the committee. Assist the committee, we are going to do the site visit. Then also payment voucher, things missing here. Then you mentioned about the budget extracts. What we will not be clarified is who are the intended beneficiaries of this particular 35, because we know that the 35 wards, that's very distinct, but they for the wards, so if it's members, then members are 53, so that's just something you have mentioned, what was asked for the members. And then I will say that we are going to communicate. We will be able to visit your stores. You have to confirm in relation to the document that were given to us. I think maybe that is in order. But maybe you can just mention about the intended users of these particular items.
Thank you, Chair. Initially, the intended users were members of Assembly. We had hoped that we will get full amount of money in the last budget. Unfortunately, we were not able to get full amount by the 53. So we bid for 35, and we had hoped to get more money in this budget to compensate the other balance.
Okay, thank you. I think we have that concurrence with the addition given. So let us have the documents by tomorrow or Friday before close of business, and we'll just tell you what you want. Query number 3, and resolve prior matters. Lead auditor.
Thank you, Chair. Query number 3 is on unresolved prior audit matters. It reads, in the audit report of the previous year, several issues were raised under report on the financial statements, report on lawfulness and effectiveness in the use of public resources, and report on effectiveness of internal controls, risk management, and governance. However, management had not resolved several issues or given any explanation for the delay in resolving the issues as at 30th June 2025 as detailed in the table below. Thank you, Chair.
Many members, can you guide us where we can find that appendix 4? Appendix 4. I'm seeing the whole the big document. Will you go? Can you give us a summary of among those prior matters, the ones you have resolved, those partially resolved? And I'm not seeing a column there for status. Is it status or something? Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Before I move to that, we wish to clarify this as a management response. The management wishes to state that the County Assembly received the recommendation.
Maybe for extra of time. We don't need to recall that I'm seeing a lot of literature there. Can you just be issue specific? Issue number 1, a lack of updated fixed asset register. And brief what you've done so that we're able to connect these other literature read when you do our report right. Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Issue number 1, lack of updated the fixed asset register. We wish to clarify that we have updated the register.
You have annexed here?
Yes.
Annexed number?
Appendix 1, asset register report.
Okay.
That just alongside that. Then issue number 2, payment of Society of Clerks, and that is SOCAT. We also wish to
we adopted this report, but 2 of recommendation of the issue number 1. The county entities should adopt and implement the report on the Intergovernmental Technical Relations Committee on the assets and liabilities from the defunct local authorities. What's the position in relation to that?
As at the time of audit, we have not adopted. That is the work in progress.
Why? There's some conditionalities you're supposed to meet?
Yes, there are some issues that are not to be clarified for it to be adopted. So we have tasked various officers, each of these, to work on it so that we submit for adoption. Thank you.
This should not take longer. If it's appointing officers to work on that or systems or training, that should be something that should be in progress. And in progress, you give us evidence what you have done. That is what if you have appointed officers to work on it, evidence of appointment to do that assignment. Next. Payment to Society of Clerks. I think this was the result.
Yeah. That one was so we have attached Appendix 2 of demand letters from CAP and SOCAT. Then issue number 3 is delay in submission of documents. It was also an issue raised by the auditors. And we wish to clarify that the County Assembly has been cooperating with the auditors and ensure the documents are provided as required to the auditors.
What is the status? Oh, that one.
The auditors can
Those are here.
Yes.
Is it here?
We carried various boxes to the auditors and if they can confirm.
On time, on time. Probably we'll be able to review that status, which you have, I don't know why you missed that column. That column is very important for us to know whether it's addressed, resolved, partially, or not addressed. Was it a technical way to keep us in suspense? Because the other report was having that column. This one you decided to omit, and the same officer was prepared.
I think the auditor is telling me that he was, that column he didn't omit it, but maybe by tomorrow he can be able to.
At what point did he tell you that? Can you proceed because it is supposed to answer? The issue of pending bills?
Pending bills, we wish to report that we have reduced, we had a committee, we appointed a committee to deal with the pending bills of the county, and we can confirm that we have paid most of the suppliers, and we have even attached appendix of the statutory and the pending bills that as at 30th June, the ones that we've been able to settle. And there's some progress, we even share with the auditors the number of how much it was and what is the balance as at date as per the attached appendix. Thank you.
Oh, because we are looking at the prayer matters, you say you reduced pending bills from 104,
Yes.
454, 465. You reduced by what? By 1 million?
Yes.
Do you know that report?
We
If you have the report, it's important for us so that we're able to do and verify.
It's attached, and even we gave the list.
Appendix.
Appendix 3 in that attachment. And we really suffered a big blow by the government denying us 87 million leading us to those pending bills. So when members ask about the structural reductions, they should also consider what we are also going through to survive up to where we are. The budget just being reduced by over 90 million in the midst of the year.
You will defend it. We'll look at that. Let's I hope we have the report for the pending bills, the verification report, and whatever. So what is the current position in terms of the pending bills? Current position is it as highlighted here? So if you pay this, you don't have another pending.
If we clear that, we shall be, for that particular financial year. But right now we are working on paying bills.
Payment plan?
Yeah, there is a payment plan. The payment plan we have attached, that is appendix 4.
I hope this is including the statutory reductions.
Yes, statutory reductions, the issue of pending, the issue of committees, individual
Appendix 4.
suppliers. Yes, appendix 4.
We confirm if that is done. Next issue?
Yeah.
Yes. Proceed, Honorable Venture. Maybe clerk, asking clerk. Now we have, my good acting. Honorable Venture, proceed.
Chair, thank you. We are a bit lost on the issue of appendixes. We are trying to make reference, but we are unable. For instance, Appendix 3, which has the summary of settled pending bills as at 30th June 2024. Chair, I'm unable to trace it. Then that's number one. Number two, on that particular response, I would also wish, Chair, if you can give a direction that the management gives us a summary of the outstanding pending bills after having cleared that of 91,699,761 and the proposed clearance plan. Thank you.
I think that is in concurrence. Can we, and the next time I think you have to file your documents in a manner that is admissible. They are not signed, they are not paginated, and people are senior officers. And also the binding upside down. You're trying to confuse our minds to go up, come down, turn. In the process, you miss a page. I think it should be corrected there. Despite the fact that we are trying to crash on a program, but does not mean that we negate on the key responsibilities. So maybe members should simply refer to the document where we have issues, we put the report. Yes, Honorable Amado.
You know what Honorable Bonfils on Venture has requested is very key to us.
I'm going to give a direction.
Does it need a direction? He's saying Appendix 3 is referring to Appendix 3 to 4. So can we be directed where those appendices are? He doesn't. He's not saying that he doesn't have. He's saying refer to Appendix 4. So we're referring to 4 is not there. 3 is not there. We have different files.
Not yet, Honorable Amado. Not yet, Honorable Amado. The file I have Appendix 4.
What does it say?
Appendix 4. Appendix 4. Seeing here a response to recommendations. Yeah. That's what I'm going to see proceeding. Can you confirm that you have the repayment plan? That's what, where's Appendix 3? Can you lead us through, as I was saying, they have kept all these things upside down. Thanks for that correction. Summary of settled pending bills at 30 June 2024, Appendix 3. Can you guide the committee and the members where that appendix is? Then Appendix 4, a payment plan. There's no looking back. You have the document that you given to us as a submission. Can you assist the members to trace that particular location?
Thank you, Chair. We apologize for that mix-up and the filing having been absent.
Where is that located? If it's not there, it's not there.
It's not there.
Then maybe we'll be forced to put you also under oath. Yes, Speaker.
Chair, it's there. It's only that it is not under Appendix 4. It is part of what is in this document as Appendix, not Appendix 3, but it's part of what is Appendix 4, only that is not paginated. But if you counted the Appendix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So now you can appreciate the difficulty of doing these things, the chair of the board.
Yes, page 17, thereabouts you find it. It's not paginated, they need to paginate it.
Yeah, that's the ruling I've given. Because the trick not to help members trace where the documents are. Can you look at, I think, page 17 or just for concurrence? Members, I know your concern, I know. Honorable Mato, have you found out that page 17? Proceed. Maybe turn off your mic, the mic that is on.
Chair, in a proper practice, you know very well that when an officer refers the committee to a certain appendix, it should read similarly. Like what we are handling today. You know, I've strained a lot. He says appendix 2, I learned appendix 2, it is telling us things of Mombasa. I go to appendix 1, telling us things of Naivasha. So, we consider this as not yet submitted. Because we cannot again start imagining, taking the case that maybe he referred to this, apart from what the speaker the chairman has just said, but we know we cannot gamble moving forward because it's not only one matter, one page. It is many appendices. So, Chair, maybe you direct, they insert proper appendices for our report writing. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. So maybe you should comment that the staff that are working under the board will also be trained on reporting. I think we noted that concern. Can we possibly move to the next query? Next item? Have we finished that query? On the prior matters. So the appendices should be corrected. What we are saying that they should give us a properly paginated, labeled submissions. Can I give a direction on that particular query? That one, we need to get a summary of outstanding pending bills. So that we can be able to know our position now. Then also, that we get a properly paginated, fully signed, and labeled submission. This one I'm just getting the rules, which is not good practice. But it will make our work easier when we go for report writing. Also, that will be submitted tomorrow, 6th February 2026. I don't know, also Dr. General, if that is proper.
Yes, Chair, thank you. We deal with that in order.
Okay.
But, Chair, can I...
I've already directed. Okay.
class, asset class, asset class, that is computer and ICT equipment. I don't know where, I can't refer to it, but it's look at your accounting pages. You can as well have to come.
The speaker is protected, the chair of the board.
The chair of the
You have direct all your observation, the chair. You have something to mention?
Yes.
Order.
When you look at this matter,
Honorable Matter.
yes, Chair.
What is the matter?
I want to raise it, Chair, so that you hear.
Okay, proceed.
Thanks. When you look at items that have been acquired, that is, I don't know if they are where I am, but under asset class, computer and ICT equipment.
Which appendix is that, Mr.?
There is no appendix, Chair.
But the chair should draw that attention where you are.
That's why the director, they need to coordinate it. No.
I have already
We are struggling, Chair, so let us pray.
I have already ruled on that.
No, there's something here, Chair.
Okay, go ahead.
The last item on iPads, financed by source of funds, that is Government of Kenya, acquisition date, acquired on June 25th. Acquisition cost, 8,390,000. I want just them to think along that line as in reference to the responses they have given and as the documents they have submitted. Is it that maybe, Chair, I'm low in interpretation because these are assets, items that already have been acquired on 25th June. Amount 8,390,000.
Maybe for purpose of comparison, so that we are on the same page. Are you able to, the chair is equally not able to trace that page?
With your permission, I can move.
Please.
Now that we are straining, let's straight together.
And that's subjected as this position. I think you will be there first. The chair.
On page 12, after appendix 4. 12 pages after appendix 4.
I want the vice chairperson to read the heading of this. It's a small print. It's a small print after the prior matters. Very small. I think again this is a thank you, Honorable Omalo. This is also one thing. How do you print with font 4? You use the font 6 or something.
Chair, maybe you direct them to appendix 4.
Yeah,
They count 12 pages.
12 pages. After appendix 4, prior matters, the last one. Page 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The small prints. Very small. You can still have this copy before you sit down. It is not, I cannot read because I need a reading age. Yes, can the vice chairperson read or amplify what Omolo is asking?
There's a document here, the asset class computer and ICT equipment. Then there's a column, asset distribution, finance source for funds, serial number, tag number, make and model, replacement, date, acquisition rights. It's like asset register, something like
That is your asset register?
because now the format that it is like an asset register. Because I'm seeing here.
Where is the document? Officer who prepared the document, public and make us understand for the reason of time. Around. Oh, is it, sorry.
We are sorry for that. I was just saying with Madam Deputy Clerk here. The places in our finance department, they don't know some people are growing old. They're retiring the next. They're preparing things like people don't have it, but the auditor.
No, Clerk, I think you're doing it, you're sort of joking matter. Because you can do two intentions in this. Either one, you are trying to deny members from reading or understanding the information provided as evidence. Because the prescribed font for documentation is font 12. If you look at this one, this is a reduced size. So I think you just need to own up. And we direct Honorable Mando. Will it appropriate that this document be magnified, or they use the prescribed font 12 for all the documents that are given to us, so it becomes easier for us to read, becomes easier for us to interpret. Probably that will be able to help us, but the way you are asking, if the chair board has understood it, we can give clarification, but also let us manage this time. Time is not on our side. Yes, Chair Board.
Chair, I think where we got confused, we are handling two different issues. I think by the time we were giving the ruling, we had moved to status of pending bills and other issues.
Yes.
I think what Honorable Omala has noted is indeed in order. Our people need to correct and they do submission because we have already made a decision on the issues of computer and other issues. So by tomorrow evening or 6 p.m. as you ruled, they should have probably better funds and a conclusion of that matter that you have made a ruling.
Yes.
In this case, you are looking at the summary of pending bills.
That is true.
Yeah, that is the, I think it's 2 pages after that or something. Because you're already looking at the 91 million spent and a balance of 104, and you wanted clarification and you wanted to know which page they are. And that's why I gave the direction on that page.
Yeah, you know now as chair, sometimes even if you see a speaker as the speaker, sometimes you get a point of order.
Yes.
And that's also the norm of managing business. You have to listen to it.
I do agree, I also acknowledge what was pointed out.
We are going to pick what that issue mentioned, we are not ignoring it. And as I've requested indulgence, we go to the end of time. We will still have a better scrutiny of these documents beyond what we are doing now. Let what has not been provided be given to us in terms of also admission. What we have, we shall look, will give a microscopic view of everything. Even this one we want to magnify, so that we're able to get it right. So I think members, if we agree in that respect, can we just clarify that I think now the person responsible, accountants, can you give us that information, that 91 and 1 or something? I ask that we just clarify and move, because I already given direction on this particular matter. In terms of documentation, we have given direction. What is that figure, the 2 figures? And that's what the board chair is trying to say that to clarify. Is it?
Chair, allow me, because you've given us a directive already that by the end of tomorrow you want to see a list of pending bills and was it pending bills and those
bills
as of tomorrow. So we shall offer a proper documented document by tomorrow evening.
Yeah, that is what I have given all this. Not now when I'm taken aback, I'm forced to get into the police. But I think I've given a direction, honorable members, I think to get review. Let us look at what is missing mostly, so that the rest number 4. Query number 4 on non-compliance with law on personnel emolument ceiling. This one we cannot handle it. Maybe what's your opinion in terms of the response they gave, or the legal auditor, on that one of non-compliance with law on personnel emolument ceiling?
Okay, thank you, Chair. Let me read it and then we now comment later. Now, compliance with the law on personnel emolument ceiling. The statement of financial performance reflects the employee cost amounting to Kenya shillings 451,010,757 as disclosed in Note 7 to the financial statements. This represents 53% of the total revenues of Kenya shillings 846, 262, 218, which exceeds ceiling prescribed under Regulation 25(1)B of the Public Finance Management County Government Regulations 2025, which requires that the county government's expenditure on wages and benefits should not exceed 35% of its total revenue. Further, the staff establishment exceeds the recommended ceiling by 36 employees against the Salaries and Remuneration Commission advisory of 100 employees. The Assembly currently has 122 permanent and pensionable staff and 14 contract staff, totaling to 136 employees. In the circumstances, management was in breach of the law. Thank you, Chair.
I think another straightforward query. I've seen your response, something frozen.
Chair, can
Let the board respond.
It's not an issue of response, but on how he has played. I just want him to correct.
Because it can be extracted unanswered. He said 2025, but it is supposed to be 2015. So I just need him to correct himself that I'm correcting from 2025 to 2015.
We proceed? Yes.
Regulation 2015, not 2025, as he has read.
CPA, I think that's okay for him.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry for the mispronunciation. It reads Public Finance Management County Government Regulations 2015 and 25.
Thank you.
Very much.
I'm seeing the sugar level is still high. Oh, yes, the management, briefly, without reading what you've already given to us, what's the position?
Thank you, Chair. Without reading, we concur with the observation of the auditor, and we pray for future improvements on that particular matter, because some offices are very sensitive. Without professionals in those offices, we may not be able to operate. So the ceiling of that 35%, not going beyond, we may seek further clarification from SRC and the Senate, because when they were here, they said that there are some things that we cannot do without. That we concur with the auditor's observation. Thank you, Chief.
I think this is a straightforward issue again, without dwelling so much or whatever. From your response, what you will not disclose here that there was an aspect of employment by the first and second assembly. Intentional of employment. Because you're giving excuse to the defunct local authority staff. That cannot be excused every day. Then also, from your management response, look at it, you need to justify the recommendations also given that you want these professional staff, despite the fact that you're above threshold, who can help the assembly operate. Yeah. Because you mentioned something about frozen somewhere in your response. And just a few, you had mentioned that you're getting a senior accountant who is supposed to help you in preparation of the financial statement regarding a key audit query. So maybe you have to look at that. Can we go to query number 5? Query number 5, delay the occupation of speakers' official residence. Why? I think that was just direct. I'm speaking on behalf of the listener. Yes, Speaker, I want you to go by the house in the mountain.
Thank you, Chair. I think this is an issue that has been recurring in almost every year audit report. During the last meeting with the Senate, we agreed to make a visit to that site so that we can make a conclusive decision on that site. So I still beg this committee, if we can go to site and then if you can recommend me to enter that house today, I'll be obliged to enter.
Mr. Speaker, I want to confirm that this committee did visit the site, and our concern will be that there are some pending works that have to be done. Maybe we'll give it as what you're doing to see that the house is habitable, whether you've done a budget to complete the remaining works, because we cannot build that building that way. Maybe today you are lucky speaker if you come from within. Maybe next time we're going to have a speaker who is from far, Shachangara or Osieko. We want him at least to be able to be what we housed as required by SRC. So probably give us what measures have you taken just to see that the house is habitable.
I totally agree with you. We as an assembly put a budget for that function, basically putting the speaker's residency into a more hassleable or adaptable house. But however, twice, I think last year and this year, both those walls have been brought down by the executive. This is a development fund. So if the executive does not give us that money, then we are still tied. And on the other hand, I think when the assembly came up and the issues of the house came up, and they gave a budget of 35 million as capping for speaker's residence, I tend to think that needs to be reviewed. The cost of building those houses, 2013 and 2020, those are two different times. The cost must have escalated beyond what that provided for. So we need to look at that, and that's why at that time I really insisted that the Senate needed to visit that place. They had agreed to visit, but something came up and they are not able to visit. But we put budget, if it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, we are still going to be seeing an audit issue next year.
The yes and no memorandum. So I think members, in relation to that, can we get evidence of your mention about the removal of the money? Probably for purpose of sharing. This is the President of the Republic of Kenya. Did indicate 3 weeks ago that the county assemblies are going to get their full autonomy starting 1st July 2026. So probably you can gather that window of a transition to see if we are allowed to give the arrangements there for your autonomy to allocate funds for the purpose of completing this. So that is one of the key areas that we say we have to move forward. And as a government, Kenya Kwanza and Busia, we see that if that is operationalized, that will be okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can we look at query number 6? Land ownership documents, members for the use of time. land ownership documents, that it has taken long for the title deeds to be processed. And then again a straightforward answer why. And which of these land ownership documents were not processed? The county assembly headquarters. Maybe to know, are there any issues of enforcement? What is the size of the county assembly land? And why do not process the title?
Thank you, Chair. We wish to respond as follows: that management says that the parcel of land on which the county assembly headquarters is situated was inherited from the defunct Busia County Council, which had not processed a title deed. Management remains committed to pursuing and obtaining the requisite ownership documents. Then number two, management further stressed that the processing of the title deeds of the 22 parcels of land is ongoing, as all other acquisition procedures were duly completed. Progress report is hereby provided for verification as Appendix 7. And maybe it's not noted here, I wish to clarify that our legal team that was working on the processing of land, the external legal person, is experiencing some challenges at our lands office here. So
you're saying external?
The legal.
Why external legal?
We processed our this title deeds using our contracted legal advocate, a church, and company advocates.
And basically, let's not look so many stories. Can you fast track the process, give us the evidence of what you are doing and what's remaining? Then be able to show what progress you have so far taken in terms of the result. Then the issue of the county assembly here, you cannot say in progress. 13 years, it is either is done or not be done for the county assembly headquarters. So I think maybe that's something we could demonstrate. What are you doing? Is there any evidence? But the stories you're giving me, I will give it a committee, we will not assist.
Let me check again.
Honorable Malwa.
Yeah, because
Honorable Malwa, the chair has to give you permission to flash my eye, then I can turn off your mic. Yes, Honorable Malwa, proceed.
Chair, there are two things here. There is that land that maybe might have issues. They need maybe transfer and all that. Maybe where the assembly is. We may talk about that. But on these other parcels of land, whereby these pieces that were acquired, they were prescribed to be under direct transfer. These are personal pieces of land. People sold this to the county assembly. So I don't expect it again to have issues. And having contracted a contractor to process title deeds, I expected the officer to reply and say, so far we are already producing the title deeds, or even we have handed over the title deeds. So I don't expect him again to explain to us whatever he's trying to explain to us. So to me, there are specific buildings that maybe are under controversial ownership. But this